$120,000 Bitcoin. Let's go. Welcome guys to $120,000 Bitcoin. Congratulations to the Bitcoin investors out there. You got some spectacular price action going on right now. And we're going to be talking about the crypto ETFs, potential delays from the SEC for the cryptocurrency ETFs, the altcoin ETFs that we've all been waiting about. We're going to look at the price action on the charts as well. And we'll take a look at some of the altcoins that you guys have for me to look at. We'll take a look at where these altcoins might go next. But guys, type in 120 right now for 120k Bitcoin. Like, let's get let's start typing that into the live chat right now. Let me know who's in the live chat. Type in 120 for $120,000 Bitcoin. Let's go. Let's just comment right now. Live chat. Let me know that you guys are here. I see Kevin Hawthorne's in the chat. I see DZ in the chat and Ava Medina. Good to see you guys. Let's check out here. Let's see what's going on here with my my TikTok guys as well. Let me say hello to you guys. Florida in here saying, is there a pullback soon? Possibly. We're coming up on resistance. We're going to be talking about that. Florida in here says 125k. Fierro saying $120,000 Bitcoin. Yes, you can be excited about this. Bitcoin is climbing right now as we speak. $120,200 Bitcoin. And we got Cam in the chat. Good to see you, Cam. And Jason Murray, are you asking about SPX 6900 or SPX like the stock index? You gotta clarify for me which one you want me to take a look at. But I do see that we got DZ asking about Turbo and Dog and Me. Let me go ahead and write those down. All right. And I mean, I'm gonna get into what I see with Bitcoin first, and then I'm gonna show you guys some potential bad news that might be coming up with the ETFs, and then we'll get into the requests here. Cam says $140,000 Bitcoin, let's go. And Jason, yeah, that's what I thought. You want to look at SPX 6900. I got you for that potential meme coin that we can look at. And let's see. Bitcoin has not hit 120K on a centralized exchange that you use. That's unfortunate. It should balance itself out because if there is a difference between the exchanges, that ends up becoming arbitrage, and people will take the Bitcoin from your exchange and then sell it, you know, onto a exchange like Coinbase, which is already at $120,300 right now. So there will be some arbitrage going on to help correct that problem. People will take their Bitcoin off of Coinbase and then try to buy some Bitcoin on your exchange as well. So yeah, see, the arbitrage will come into effect. The trading bots, they pay attention to price discrepancies like that, and they'll start sending Bitcoin from one exchange to another to try to make that difference. So that's not something that you got to worry about, to be honest. But something that I am worried about is the crypto ETF that we're supposed to be getting in October, but might not actually happen. Let's move on to the news for the day real quick. Okay, first of all, guys, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, I am on Twitter. You can see me on the Meet Damien Twitter, all right, account here. This is what it looks like. You'll see when I go live, which I already posted up already. But then an article that I looked into that I think you guys might want to check out, and this is posted on my Twitter, my X account, is what does the government shutdown mean for pending crypto ETFs here? Okay, I titled the live stream, I titled it government shutdown delays crypto ETF decisions for October, so I gotta at least tell you guys what the potential bad news might be here. So if I click on this article, you'll see this article says what the government shutdown means for pending crypto ETFs. The SEC halted review of applications for financial products amid the budget impasse that has shuttered the government. Okay, here's a little bit of brief. The SEC decisions on applications for spot altcoin ETFs are on hold during the government closure. Analysts have been expecting the agency to approve the Solana funds early this month. Solana was supposed to get an ETF decision for next Friday, October 10th, and it looks like that might get delayed. Okay, the regulator is weighing more than 90 applications for funds tracking different crypto and combinations of tokens and digital asset strategies. I mean, it goes on further into this article saying that, you know, we were expecting Solana to be approved in early October, which would be next week. Okay, but it looks like the timeline is now going to get a little bit delayed. Right now, it says that the October timeline seems increasingly unlikely as Senate Republicans and Democrats try to resolve the budget issues. And as of late Wednesday, which was yesterday, both sides were entrenched with budget proposals from failing to muster enough votes to override a filibuster. Okay, government agencies have had to scale back their activities. The SEC noted that it would have limited personnel until further notice. Okay, speaking on stage at the Token 2049 event, Vladimir Teniv, the CEO of Robinhood, told a crowd that there may be some delays, optimism that we'll get through it, and there won't be too much business interruption. So he's being optimistic over at Robinhood. He thinks that they'll get it sorted out eventually. The question is, how long will it take? And in a Twitter post, Nate Garcia, co-founder of trade group the ETF Institute, said that the shutdown would definitely impact the launch of new spot crypto ETFs. ETF Cryptober might be on hold for a bit. So for those of you who are expecting some crypto ETFs, you might have to adjust your expectations, okay? Going in for the month of October. We might start seeing the Solana ETF in the month of November. You know, like if it takes them a month to go through this government shutdown, then we might not see the Solana ETF until November or December. But that's okay. That gives you guys another month to add to your positions and add some more Solana and add some more XRP and AVAX and Cardano and all the other ETFs that will be coming online here. But yeah, let's get into the exciting news for today on the charts here. We're looking at Bitcoin at 120K, 120,215. Let me just turn the music down on my end so you guys can hear me better. I can hear myself better. But here on the daily chart for Bitcoin, you know, I was eyeballing this $117,500 level for Bitcoin. This was a level that acted as support back in July. Okay, acted as resistance as well. Support again, and then resistance, and then we punched through it convincingly yesterday, where we got Bitcoin up to $118,700. And that was a level, that $118,700 level was a potential resistance level based off of the Fibonacci level. That 786 retracement is hanging out at 118,891. The fact that we're above 118,891 and we're still climbing gives me even more conviction that we're gonna go see all-time highs. Maybe later on this week, going into the weekend. Why not? Why not at this point? I feel like we're getting a short squeeze. I can look at the liquidation heat map and show you guys how many shorts are getting absolutely destroyed. I know the longs are gonna love seeing that. So let's take a look at that real quick here, so you guys can see, you know, where is all this price action coming from. If I go to coinglass.com here, and if this thing would actually load up on me, right? All right, here we go. Liquidation heat map. You got total liquidations here in the last hour. The shorts are getting destroyed. $53 million on Binance Exchange. Okay, over the last hour, but over the last 24 hours, the $310 million of shorts have been liquidated, and about 120 million of longs have been liquidated. But the majority of this is just the shorts are getting destroyed, absolutely destroyed, and causing the price to move up to higher prices here. And I'm sure that now that we see $120,000 Bitcoin, people are telling their friends and buddies about it, their family members about it, and that's causing more buy pressure to the upside here for Bitcoin. Okay. So now that we're at this level with Bitcoin, let me go ahead and actually turn on the VRVP here real quick, and this will show us, you know, where the levels of resistance might be. We're kind of at that level right now with the VRVP. The value area high is sitting at $120,000 Bitcoin. 120,000 Bitcoin is a level that we have seen resistance before, back in July. If we can push past $120,000, then I think it's going to be a short ride and a fast ride to 124K, 125K. We're on breakout watch, guys, right now. Okay, because the volume here drops off very significantly after we get past the value area high, but we are at resistance levels. So if you guys aren't so convinced about Bitcoin going up to new all-time highs yet, then now might be the time to put in a short on Bitcoin. Okay, and if for some reason we drop down, then, you know, we might come down to this POC where we have a lot of support, where a lot of people bought Bitcoin at 117,400. I think that level could come back into play again if we get rejected here at $120,000 Bitcoin. Okay. If we lose that level, then, you know, we could end up coming down to lower levels here. We have the 50-day moving average, which could provide support at 114K, and we have the 100-day moving average at 111K. We've already seen those levels earlier this week, so you would think, like, if we do get rejected off 120K, we should get some support off those moving averages below us on Bitcoin on the daily time frame. 111K and 114K if we get rejected. But yeah, we're on breakout watch right now. You can see Bitcoin is actually going down right now. I'm pretty sure the shorts are actually putting in their bets now, thinking that Bitcoin can't go further than 120K. I'm actually going to throw my hat in the ring right now, guys. I'm going to show you me going into a trade on Bitcoin. I'm actually going to try to trade Bitcoin and put a short. This is just, I'm not bearish on Bitcoin. I just want to protect myself if we do drop down in price here. And I want to be able to take advantage and get a really good price right now. Right now on the exchange here for Mexi Exchange, Bitcoin did top off at 120,288. I need to get into this right now. I'm going to do a 50x short on Bitcoin. And let me see, is that a good enough margin? Yeah, let me get up the margin a little bit. And I will take it down to 114K, okay? My short will give me 230 bucks if I get this Bitcoin to go down to 114K, and I'm just gonna put my stop loss at 120,500 because I'm not convinced that we're gonna actually go get rejected here. But if we do, I don't want to lose too much, so I will open that short. Boom, 120,500 is my stop loss. My take profits at 114,000. If I get stopped out, I'm okay with that. That means I have to buy Bitcoin. That means I'm helping you guys push the price of Bitcoin higher if my short gets taken out here. So right now I have a short on Bitcoin, a long on virtual, and a long on Aster, and I'm in the green on all three of them. So there you go. All right. Okay, let's start looking at your requests here, guys, for crypto. Let me see. Powered by Johnny wants me to look at Solana. So let me go ahead and write down these requests. We're gonna look at a few other coins that my YouTube guys requested. Gotta make sure because they came in with the requests first. But we will look at Solana. Okay, let me just catch up and see who else made a request here. Cam says had brought 3 bags of Epic at 74 cents in June this year. Big Chunga says, when is government coming back? They'll be coming back as soon as they can come in agreement to what the budget's going to be for next year, so they can start up the government all over again here. And then Lizer Jick Banger says, government shutdown can't stop DeFi money. It's just going to stop the ETFs, that's all. But yeah, I mean, interest rates are going down. People know it's time to get back into the markets again with the interest rates coming down. And, you know, this is just probably a temporary pullback or a temporary setback if they don't do the crypto ETFs right away. It just means that it'll be later on, like maybe November or December, we get these crypto ETFs. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any requests here. You guys are just talking about Bitcoin right now, and yeah, I got SPX 6900. All right, so yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna look at Turbo, Dog in Me, and SPX and Solana for now for the requests. Thank you guys for putting in those requests. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let's go ahead and smash that like button, and guys, put 120 in the live chat in the comments. All right, since we're at $120,000 Bitcoin, we're holding strong so far right now on Coinbase. That's good to see. But let's get over to some of the other altcoins out here. Let's take a look at Turbo. See how Turbo is. I heard someone mention in Discord about Turbo being a potential good play here. Let's see how good Turbo could possibly be. On the daily time frame here for Turbo, I like what I see with Turbo already. Just looking at the VRVP, we're below the value area. The value area is this white line to this other white line, okay? You got the value area low and the value area high. This is your value area, okay? And the blue line is just the highest volume node, or we call it the point of control, the POC. The POC is right above you at about a half a penny, it looks like. There's a lot of room to run to the upside on Turbo, just eyeballing this chart, looking at the VRVP. You're also below the 200-day moving average, so that means that you are bearish until you get above it, in my opinion, okay? And all you have to do is get above that red line at we'll just call it we'll call it 4,000, okay? get above 4,000, and that puts you above the 200-day moving average, and that's also kind of like where the value area low is. That would be the first sign of positive price action for Turbo. If it could just get back up to that 200-day moving average, there's a possibility that we could get rejected off the 200-day moving average. So just keep that in mind. But I think you can game plan this if you just if you try to put in the long right now at the price right now. If you're trying to get up to the 200-day moving average, that's about a 4% move up in price. Slap on some 10x leverage, that becomes like a 40% gain, and then you just got to figure out where you're going to put your stop loss. Yeah, I mean, targeting the 200-day moving average probably not the most profitable move in my opinion. I would probably put the stop loss. I would try to, if I'm spot trading this, I would try to put it below the candlewick low here at 0.003. We'll call it 3,200. Okay. And you're trying to see if you get this. You're gonna probably see if you can ride this thing up to the 100-day moving average, that blue line right there, and that's about a 17% gain. But your risk reward ratio is only 1. What you're probably most likely gonna try to target is if I get us back up to the value area high. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I got the data here. If we can get right back to where we were in July, you're looking at a 56% gain on Turbo, and you got a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio there, okay? About 3.39 risk-reward ratio. That is a good risk-reward ratio. That's a good trade, okay? But most likely, don't be surprised if you get rejected off the point of control here. The point of control is sitting at 5,400, so that is an area, right, that I would expect resistance on Turbo here, okay? You could get rejected. You might go sideways at that point. Good area to take profit, in my opinion, on your Turbo trade here. But it puts you up 42%, and your stop loss is going to be about 16% below you where you are right now. See John 316's in the chat. Good to see you, John. John wants to take a look at Kronos. I was actually in a Kronos trade last night and this morning, and I got stopped out in profit, John. So I was making some money. Kronos was helping me make some money today on a long. So yeah, we'll take a look at Kronos. I got you. And let's see, I got some more messages here on TikTok. J-Lo, thank you for following me, guys. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that follow, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, so you get some more good TA, some more good alpha on the charts here. Let's go ahead, move on. We're gonna take a look at Dog and Me. So I guess the meme coins. You guys are interested in the meme coins right now. Okay. Let's see, Dog and Me. On Coinbase, sure. Let me get a swig of water here. Good. Cam wants to look at Zcash. Zcash has been doing some pretty crazy things this week. Alright. So we're looking at Dog and Me. I got the VRVP indicator on right now. Why not? You know, we'll just leave it on. It's still a good indicator to use. We're looking at Dog and Me, currently trading at 42.95, up 7% today. Dog and Me is also near the value area low, okay? And you got the point of control right above you, that blue line at 51.27. I would expect resistance at that area. But if we can just climb up from where we are right now to that point of control, that's about a 20% gain. That's not bad, okay? And if we get up to that 100-day moving average showing up on the chart on the blue in the blue here, that blue line right there, you're looking at a 35% gain, just getting back up to the 100-day moving average. But I would expect that to be your take profit target 2, and take profit target 1 would be about that blue line. Well, the point of control at 5,000. So 5,000 and 5,600 should be your targets to the upside. And if you're in it for the longer term here on Dog and Me, you're trying to see if you can get back up to this value area high at 7,400. If you're able to do that, you're going to see a 77% gain on Dog and Me. So maybe it's time for the the meme coins to show their shine again and make some money for the ones who are able to catch the bottoms here. All right, so yeah, that's to the upside target. Downside, I mean, you would just hope that you're not going to go lower than what you did here last Tuesday, where Dog and Me was down to like 3,600. Okay, 3,600 probably be where you put your stop loss. If we go down to 3,600, it probably means this this downtrend is still intact, and Dog and Me is just not gonna do it if we lose 3,600. Okay, that's how I would play Dog and Me. And using the VRVP indicator, I think that's a useful indicator to use to help you figure out where the levels are. And then also, if you're not able to use the VRVP, you could just use the moving averages, right? If I get rid of the VRVP, just use the moving averages as your take profit targets to the upside here. I think you'll be fine doing that on the daily time frame here. All right, moving on from Dog and Me, we gotta take a look at SPX 6900. Yeah, we'll take a look on Mexi Exchange here. All right, so I got XPS 6900 showing that we're at $1.23 right now, up 10% today. So a significant move has already been made on SPX 6900. You got yourself above the 200-day moving average, this red line, so that's good to see. Okay, that you're above that 200-day moving average. I can now start to become bullish again on XPX 6900. Because it looks like you're trying to invalidate this downtrend that you were in for like the last couple of weeks here. Okay. If I just, kind of draw out what was a potential downtrend here. Okay, it looks like you're breaking out of that downtrend. Okay. Now, where can XPX 6900 go? I did have a Fibonacci analysis here. I'm not sure if this is applicable. I kind of want to redo this if I can. All right, because we actually came below that. I actually want to turn on the VRVP. Why not? Let's use that again. See what SPX 6900 can do using just the VRVP here. Okay. Looks like point of control is at $1.31. I would expect significant resistance at that level. This is a level that most people were buying and selling SPX 6900 all throughout the last few months here. I expect $1.31 to be an area where people are going to click the sell button. So you can come join them because there's probably going to be some resistance at that area for those who just want to break even on their SPX 6900. However, if we're able to push past that level, you do have a drop in the volume here on the VRVP, and it shows that the value area high is sitting at $1.60. $1.60 is another level. Looks like I got some candlewick highs over here. We got some rejection at $1.60. We also got some support and also some more rejection at $1.60. So I think $1.60 would be your next target for SPX 6900 to the upside here. And we just take it level by level. I'm not going to give you the Moon Boy targets here. Obviously, Moon Boy target for now is can you get back up to what you saw here in July when SPX 6900 was at $2.28. If you do that, that's close to like a 2x from where you are right now. Okay. And I'm sure there's other crypto YouTubers out there that can give you even more Moon Boy targets, but let's take it, one level at a time and be a little bit realistic here, okay? Using the TA. Right now, I just see like $1.60, and then of course $2.28 as your targets if you're going to be long-term swing trading this this crypto here, okay? All right, moving on from SPX 6900, we'll take a look at Solana. All right, I got some previous analysis on here. Solana is currently trading at $228, up a modest 2.8%, steady as she goes. Solana has been in a rising channel. I marked off like where the higher lows here, higher low, and of course you got higher high. And I do have some previous analysis here on Solana. I'm gonna get rid of this now. This is Fibonacci. Yeah, so, measuring from what I saw back here in early September to where Solana topped out at $253, you can see that Solana is pushing through, trying to get up to this Fibonacci. That 618 golden pocket sitting at $232. I expect that to be resistance for Solana. That is level that we need to climb. Once we get past 226, we got 232, and then of course we got the 786 retracement. $240 is another resistance level for Solana on this Fibonacci. And then of course we got to see how we handle ourselves getting up to 253, which is the most recent high here on Solana. We haven't been as high as 253 since January earlier this year. Okay, so I'm expecting 253 and 241 to be some trouble, some resistance at that area before Solana is able to push up to higher prices here. And it looks like 253 kind of matches up right where the high is on this parallel channel. It doesn't mean that we can't go to higher prices, but you would expect all the traders who are using the parallel channel, and also traders that are eyeballing that last recent high here at 253, you would expect some significant resistance at that level. Okay, so maybe if you're trying to short Solana, at least consider putting in a short at that level. Put the stop loss wherever you need it to be so you don't lose too much money. But I would be looking for another short on Solana around the 253 area. Seems it could be a high probability short where if we get rejected off of 253, we could come down maybe to the heart line, and that puts you right back at the 618 golden pocket at 232. Or maybe we just come all the way down to the bottom of the channel again, and we see a $204 Solana after we top out at 253. So that would be very interesting to see if that happens. But I think over time, right, if I just draw this out, and we'll just game plan this out. If Solana does something like this, where we come up to 253 again, maybe go up to 260 and get rejected, and then we come back down to the golden pocket, maybe go sideways a little bit, and then go down to the bottom of the channel, we might see Solana actually not at 204, but maybe somewhere between the 0.382 level here, right? At $220, and also somewhere in between $220 and $212. So that would still keep you intact, making another higher low, and then you see Solana bounce off again and try to make a run for $300 at some point. But you know, it's just something to think about if we're gonna still be in this parallel channel. If this parallel channel is still gonna be intact here, this is what the price might end up doing here. Okay, something to take in consideration with Solana. Okay. All right. Moving on from Solana, we gotta take a look at Chronos, and I got Chronos in my watch list. You see this, John 316? Chronos has made it into my watch list here, and I can just pull up real quick. One of the reasons it's on the watch list is because you keep requesting it almost every day, every week. But here we are. We're looking at Chronos currently trading at 21 cents. Up 6.2% today, having a decent day today. It also had a decent day yesterday, where we saw Chronos up 3%. Let's start zooming in. So Chronos obviously had better days here in August, had an impulse move. This is the reason why I was able to draw a Fibonacci from 39 cents all the way down to the impulse move here at 15 cents. And we slowly bled off, making lower highs, lower lows here on Chronos. But looks like, I don't know, this is very interesting. Chronos just decided to bounce out of nowhere once it got down to this 18 cent level. It lost the 0.236 level at 21 cents. And I was expecting this to at least get a bounce off of the 50-day moving average, this green line. But it looked like it just front ran the 50-day moving average. It's like, nope, alright, we're ready to go up again. And here you have Chronos, right? Chronos is now above that 0.236 level, okay? Also, we have this 21 EMA is acting as resistance, saying, alright, Chronos, not yet. We're not ready to go to higher prices yet. It tried to get above the white line, but look, we're literally at that 21 EMA at 0.2166 pennies. So the 21 EMA kind of acting as resistance as of now. But if we can push past this resistance, I'm expecting us to at least get up to the 0.32 level at 24.5 cents. Guys, you're going to have to excuse me. I got sick this week. Somebody got me sick. I got a cold that I'm fighting. I don't know if you can hear me. I got a little bit nasally in the voice. But I gotta adjust myself here. G Money wants to take a look at Dot. Okay, we'll take a look at Dot. Sure, I can do that for ya. Guys, thank you for hitting the like button on TikTok. We got up to like a thousand. We got 1,600 likes. Let's see if we can get up to like 2,000 or 3,000 likes. Let's try to double that number. If you guys can just double tap your screen. Let's get some more likes in the chat here. I appreciate that. Oh, look at that. We already got to a 1,700. Yeah, let's keep hitting that like button. Let's try to get to 2,000. Appreciate that, guys. You guys are the best. The best. So yeah, Chronos upside target for now, just being realistic here. 24.5 pennies. About like another 10% move, I think, from where we are right now. And then we'll see if our Chronos can get up to that 0.5 retracement at 27 cents, okay? I think it's steady as she goes for Chronos. It looks like we're getting out of this downtrend that we're in, and maybe we're ready to start moving up to higher prices. Your downside target, you know, is basically the lows here in September, but we could come back down to 18 cents again on Chronos, okay? And then you also got the 50-day moving average, which could provide support at like 16, 17 cents, somewhere in this area. All right. Cam is asking, how do I set the Fibonacci golden pocket on my chart? So yeah, Cam, I think most Fibonacci tools would show at least a 618, but if you're asking about the golden pocket number at the 0.65, which is this, I highlighted as orange in my charts here, okay? I just go over to settings on the, you know, you got to click on your Fibonacci and then go over to where settings is this hexagon, okay? And if it's not, you know, highlighted, it might be checked off, but if you want to check, you want to put the check mark on 0.65, okay? And if 0.65 is not in there, you can literally type in 0.65, okay? And then I like to put it as orange as my golden pocket number, and that's how I get my chart to look like this, okay? Also on the settings, let's see. You can adjust the visibility here. You can adjust the you know, whether you want seconds, weeks, or months. And then I think, what else? I extend the lines here. I extend the lines to the right. Okay, if you check that off, then you know, your Fibonacci is gonna look like this. Okay, which, you know, could still be useful, but I like to extend the lines to the right, so that way I can see, you know, as the price continues moving forward, right, where the levels are as we continue going up and down, up and down, up and down on the levels here. All right. Yep, G Money, we are going to take a look at DOT. We're going to look at Zcash first, and then we'll take a look at DOT. I got you. And then Kyle Ruby wants to look at Coin 98. Coin 98. Alright, let's go. John 316 is saying, you finally bullish, Damien? I am, yeah, I'm bullish. Yeah, I've been bullish. I was worried this weekend, but we pivoted. We pivoted from 108K back up to prices 120K. That was good to see that so far. Ava Medina wants to look at Pengu, Pepe, and Sui Trump. I never heard of those. Sui Trump, I never heard of that one. But Pepe, we'll take a look at. Pengu, another meme coin. And then Sui Trump. Okay, yep. Sui Trump, I got you. DZ was asking about Sapien. Okay, I got you. You came in before Ava Medina, so I'll have to put Sapien up on top of that. All right, I gotta get. You guys are putting me to work here. Let's get through it. Let's get to it. We gotta look at Zcash for Cam here. Let's see, Zcash. Currently trading at $131, up 8% today. It was up even higher than that We saw Zcash get as high as $163. So I guess now I have to readjust my Fibonacci. Was $163 even a target? I mean, my Fibonacci analysis was showing that 1618 was at 101 bucks, and 2618 was at 142 bucks, and 3618 was at $183. I'm not quite sure why we just decided to end the bull run here at $163, but now that we have seen how high it's gone, I can readjust the Fibonacci to that $163 level. And yeah, we kind of like we launched here off of 46 bucks, so I think that's still the a good starting point there. Now we got a 618 saying that Zcash could come down to $118. Did we do that? Wow, not too far off. We actually came down earlier today to 116 bucks. Let me go into the 1 hour chart. When exactly did that happen? Ooh, let's see. 116 bucks. Where is 116 bucks? I mean, we're still making bull flags on Zcash. Maybe we might actually be topping out here, but 116 bucks. That was like around 9 o'clock last night. That was your low, and that 116 bucks, right? Going back to the daily time frame here. That's close to that Fibonacci, that 618. So we kind of already hit the golden pocket on there, but we did that last night. If Zcash is still bullish, I would expect us to get back up to the 786, $138, which we're not too far off from that either right now. And then try to revisit the $163 level here. However, I feel like we're probably overbought on Zcash. Yeah, we probably are overbought. We're gonna see if Zcash can make a higher high on the RSI on the daily time frame. Right now, the RSI is at 90.31. I want to see the RSI increase a little bit here to high 90s to show us that we can still be temporarily bullish on Zcash. But let's get into the 1 hour time frame on the RSI. You can see that right now we are, wow, looks like a triple top on the RSI here, where we got 83, 82, 82. You got your triple top, and then you got sent back down to the lower levels here. I do see on the 1 hour time frame here that we are making lower highs. You got a high here back at 89, but then you got low 80s, low 80s, low 80s. So at least on Zcash 1 hour time frame, I think you should have bearish divergence. Bearish divergence is starting to show up on the chart here. And that's mainly because obviously the price has gone up, but the RSI levels are going down on your highs here. You got higher highs on the price, but lower highs on the RSI. You got bearish divergence starting to show its face now. And I'm expecting Zcash to just, I mean, the likelihood of it going to higher prices is very low. The likelihood of it going sideways is higher than it going up. And then the likelihood of it actually going down to lower prices is even higher with that bearish divergence. So how much lower could Zcash go? Let's get back into higher time frames here. If we lose that $116, $118 level, let me just drag this a little bit closer here. Yeah, right there. But if we lose that level, then we could come down probably to the 0.5 retracement at 105 bucks, which is not too far off from where that 21 EMA is sitting at 93 bucks. So I think 93 bucks to $105 is where buyers might step in, and they might consider that a decent enough correction for them to try to buy the dip here at $93. Okay, so $93 to $105 is your downside target for Zcash, in my humble opinion. Not financial advice, but that's what I see in the charts as a possibility here. Weiser says look at ACT as well as AI Prophecy. So is that the ticker symbol ACT? ACT? USD, I'm assuming. or USDT maybe. I'll try to take a look at ACT. And I never heard of AI Prophecy. You're gonna have to just remind me again to take a look at that if I can find it on the charts here. AI Prophecy. Okay. Alrighty. From Zcash, we gotta take a look at Polkadot now. We're now looking at Polkadot, currently trading at $4.23, up about 2.42% today. And what do we got here for Polkadot? I don't really have any previous price analysis here. Let me see it. What? I think I did Polkadot on Coinbase. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I got previous chart action, chart analysis here. And I just measured a Fibonacci level that I still think might be in play here. Where we saw Polkadot as high as like $5.39 and get as low as like $3.26, and these levels are still, looks like they're still in play here. We came down to the 0.236 retracement at $3.76 back here in Friday, September 26th, last Friday. Let me get into the daily time frame here. And looks like we're just respecting TA here. We're getting rejected off the 0.5 retracement. That 0.5 retracement's at $4.32. So we gotta push ourselves past this resistance. Don't be surprised if we go sideways here on Polkadot before we try to launch up to higher prices. And if we do launch up to higher prices, your next level of resistance is going to be this golden pocket, the 618 at $4.58 and $4.64. That's going to be a tough level to beat. You can see that you got some candlewick high here at that level back here on Thursday, September 18th, and then here on September 13th we came up to like 462. So this golden pocket was a area where we got rejected off of on Polkadot, and I think if we do climb up to higher prices, 460 is going to be tough for us to beat. But get through that, and then yeah, you gotta see if you can push past up to the 786 retracement at $4.93. Those are your levels to look for on the upside. Downside, we still got that 0.236 level at $3.76. That could be a downside target. You also got the moving averages below you on the daily time frame. $4.03 is the 200-day, and the 50-day is sitting at $3.92. You got some support to help keep you above $4 here on Polkadot. Alright, moving on from Polkadot. We're going to take a look at Sapien and then Coin98. Ooh, man, I don't know if I can do a 2-hour live stream. I usually do 2-hour live stream, guys, but I think after I go through these coins here on these requests, I'll take a look at Bitcoin one more time, and then I don't know if I got the energy to actually do a 2-hour live stream. I might have to make it an hour and a half for today. But wow, thank you guys for the likes. I see that we hit 2,500 likes on the TikTok stream here. If we could just get it up to 3,000. We're not too far off from that. Just keep hitting that like button. If you haven't done so already, just all you gotta do is double tap your screen, and we'll get up to like 3,000 likes here on TikTok. And my YouTube guys, thank you guys for coming into the live stream. All you gotta do is just let's get the likes to match the amount of people that are watching right now. I don't think that's too much to ask. Thank you for hitting the like buttons, guys. Yeah. Looking at the Sapien now. Trading at 18, almost 19 cents, up 14.8% today. I like that. Looks like you're making a higher low compared to the lows here in August 29th here. Where you saw this thing as low as like 12 pennies. And you made a higher low here at like 15 pennies. 0.157 pennies here. So that's good, you know, and you're getting a bullish engulfing candle, engulfing the previous two candles here. So very nice on Sapien. I think target to the upside, 21 EMA right now, is showing up on the chart. That's at 22 pennies, or about roughly 22, 23 pennies here. That's your upside target. I'm going to throw in the VRVP, see what the VRVP has to say, because we don't really have much data to go off of, but I think the VRVP could be helpful. You're getting a bounce literally off of the point of control right now. A lot of people bought at 15 pennies here on Sapien, so you got that supporting you. You got some areas of resistance at 20 pennies, and then you also got some more resistance here at like 24 pennies. That coincides with that 21 EMA at 20, 22, 23 pennies here. So I think this is going to be your resistance going forward. And then you get also the value area high at 25, almost 26 pennies here. Okay. So those are levels to be looking out for to the upside here. Downside, don't lose the point of control, but if you do, you got the value area low right below that at 13 pennies. So I think 13 to 15 pennies is a good area to try to scoop up Sapien if you're able to do so at those low prices. So that's Sapien for your downside targets and upside targets. And listen to Ave Medina, guys. Smash that like button. Josh Areem says Davin, bro. Wait. Did you just, what is Davin? I don't know what Davin is. Were you trying to spell my name, Damien? It's Damien, D-A-M-I-A-N. But maybe is that a crypto that you're asking about? I never heard of Davin. All right, Coin98 is coming up. I got you, Kyle. So yeah, we just take a look at Sapien. I think the VRVP is helpful in this instance, and also the 21 EMA. If you can put that on your chart, 22, 23, 24 pennies is your upside target for Sapien as of now. Moving on to Coin98. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, this is on Coinbase too. Okay. Oh my God, Jesus. Try to drink my water, and the coaster came with it. So I'm just trying to familiarize myself with this chart. Zoom out. This thing has been trading on Coinbase for a while, it looks like. Wow. This thing has seen higher prices of like 50 cents. They're down almost like 90% from what you saw back here in July of 2022, and made lower highs here in March, lower high here in December. I mean, this is looking like a lot of altcoins, and it's a dying altcoin in my opinion here, because you're not able to make higher highs than what you did in the previous years here. And this thing's been around for years, since 2022 on Coinbase Exchange. But is there some life here? As I start to zoom back in, we got data going back to like February of 2025. The VRVP is now showing some volume here. The POC was below us at like 5 cents. Value area low at 4 cents. Value area high sitting at 6.5 pennies. We try to get above the value area high temporarily. And anytime you get above the value area high, you consider it overbought and overextended on the move, and that's why we got a candlewick high here. We got to like 7.5 pennies roughly before we got rejected, and now you're just currently sitting right above the 200-day moving average, which is still good to see that you're above the 200-day moving average. That's the question, right? You got above the 200-day moving average. You did that before on Saturday, last Saturday, only for you to then to lose it. Okay, but this is the start of trying to become bullish again on this asset, because getting above the 200-day moving average, that's a pretty big deal, because this thing has been below it ever since January of this year. So getting above the 200-day moving average, you can start to become more bullish on this asset, just seeing that happening on the charts here. G Money wants to take a look at AVAX. I got you. I'll take a look at AVAX for you. And that might actually be one of the last requests for now, because you can hear me sniffling right now. I did get sick. Something got me sick. But I think I have the energy to go take a look at AVAX for you towards the end of the stream here. All right. Just finishing up here on Coin98. Don't be surprised if you come back down to the 200-day moving average, sitting at 5.5 pennies here. But now you got some moving averages below you, acting as support. You got the 100-day at 5 pennies, and also the 50-day around like 5 pennies. So I think 5 pennies should hold as support, you would think, going forward here. And then upside targets, you're about to try to break out. You already did that today. You're up 23%. Next target, can we get above this high here in May, where we saw this thing as high as like 7.5 pennies? Okay, I think that's going to be your next target to get up to. You kind of almost challenged that today. You got to like, yeah, you got up to like 7.5 pennies. Can you get up to 7.5 pennies again and actually stay there this time? That's going to be your upside target for now on Coin98. As you try to eventually make higher lows, higher highs, instead of what you were doing all throughout the year, making lower lows and lower highs. Let's try to make an uptrend. Higher lows, higher highs. Alright. Moving on from Coin98, we'll take a look at Pepe. And then, I know that's one of 3 requests for you. We'll take a look at Pango at some point and Sui Trump. But I want to go on the request for the other guy that was asking about ACT. So we'll take a look at ACT after Pepe. And then we'll go back to looking at like Pango and Sui Trump. Alright. Pepe. What is Pepe doing? Let's see. I have been looking at Pepe. I've been getting requests for Pepe the past few days here. And from what I've seen with Pepe, you know, you did make an uptrend here on the higher lows. So you're still making higher lows here on Pepe. Pepe's currently trading at 1,000 right now. You got... Let me just go ahead and get rid of the Fibonacci for now. But you got moving averages above you that could act as resistance. Some traders are going to look at that and they're going to put their take profits and click the sell button when they see that. You got take profit target 1 is your 200-day at 1,036. Then take profit target 2 is going to be 1,086. And then take profit target 3 is going to be 1,125, right where that 100-day moving average is sitting at. Okay? But could Pepe go higher than that? We want to see if Pepe can go high to the highs here at 1269, like we saw here on September 13th, and then maybe get up to the previous highs here in July at 1450 and 1475. And I measured this out. You know, if you're able to get up to like 1475 here, you know, that's about a 59% gain. If you see that with the long bracket here, 59% reward to the upside, and your risk is putting a stop loss right below the last candlewick low here at 887. You're only risking about 4%, 5%. Actually, I gotta take that back because we actually moved up higher since the last time I looked, so it's gonna be more like this now. All right, so you're risking about 11%, right? Because you didn't catch Pepe down here, you're cashing it now. You're risking about 11% on Pepe to try and get that about a 47% gain. If we can get back up to where we were in July here. So that's your risk reward. You know, risk reward right now for Pepe is 4.1. That's still a good trade. Still a good trade if you're spot trading it. If you're doing leverage day trading, I would just aim for the moving averages above you as your take profit targets. And then you have to probably put your stop loss right below the lows for today, where we got as low as like 975, or maybe even lower than that, maybe like 950, or yesterday's low at 924 is where I would put my day trading stop loss at. All right, moving on from Pepe, let's take a look at ACT USD. So we're now looking at ACT. I don't know if the guy is still here. Lizer Banger, if you're still here, put a 1 in the chat. Because we're looking at the crypto that you requested here. All right, so looking at ACT. This is on Kraken Exchange, currently up only 0.34% today, trading at about roughly 3 pennies. And this thing has seen better days back in March and February of this year, of 2025. And I don't know what the hell this is all about. You had a very steep drop here on the first day of April. This thing dropped 56%. It's a very vicious sell candle, bear candle here, bearish engulfing. Just destroyed all the price action before since this thing came onto the exchange here. And then you started trading sideways in like May and June, but you're still making like lower highs and lower lows on the daily time frame here. This coin does not look good. Cam says says that coin 98 looks dead. Yeah, this coin right now on ACT looks dead too. This thing is making lower lows, lower highs. Is there any bullish divergence showing up? Oh, wait a minute. There might. Let's see. Let me just start to zoom in a little bit. Could you consider this a higher low? Yeah. Looks like you got as low as 32 back here in June. And you had a low here at 35 in September. You got higher lows starting to show up on the RSI. Obviously, looking at the chart, you've been making lower lows on the price. We actually got some bullish divergence showing up here. There could be some hope for ACT. But the thing about divergences is it doesn't really tell you like if the thing is done bottoming out or topping out. In this case, we're trying to see if this thing is going to bottom out. You could still go to lower prices here and still make another higher low on the RSI. So there's no guarantee that you're catching the lowest price for ACT right now. The downtrend is still intact, okay? The downtrend is going to be intact as long as you're still making lower highs here, okay? As long as you're still doing this, I'm going to have to get rid of the moving averages for now. But as long as you're still making lower highs as well as making lower lows, the downtrend is intact. Alright, what you want to see is, you want to see maybe possibly a double bottom, okay, or higher lows. You want to start actually, even better than a double bottom is a higher low. Just make a higher low after making a higher high. So first order of business, make a higher high, get above this price here at 4.5 pennies on September 17th. After making the higher high, then you want to make a higher low. And if you get up to like 4.5 pennies, that would actually put you out of this downtrend with the lower highs here. So can you do that? If you can do that, then you could be potentially bullish on this asset. If you get up to 4.5 pennies, let's see what the moving average is showing. If you get up to 4.5 pennies, that puts you like right where that 100-day moving average is at. So I think that 100-day moving average could act as resistance on this coin here. And then of course, if you go to higher prices, you got the 200-day moving average diving down like a bat out of hell. But this thing is sitting at 0.058 pennies. That could be your next resistance level for ACT. But this is what I see with ACT. Yeah, you got a lot of proving to do. And you got some moving averages to fight up against, and some lower highs that you gotta get past in order for you to be bullish on this asset. Well, if you get above the 200-day moving average, I could go from being bearish to being bullishly biased on this asset. But for now, I'm a bear. I'm a bear until you at least get above the downtrend on the lower highs here. Hey Jack, you want me to take a look at Sigma? Alright, I got a few coins ahead of you. I'll try to do Sigma if I can. But if you can hear it in my voice right now, I am sick. And I'm trying my best here. You know, I'm not like Michael Jordan in the finals, you know, fighting a flu and also playing an NBA game here, but I'm trying to give you the same energy to try to make it through here and actually go through these coins here. And I think after this, I'm taking a nap. I gotta take a nap after this live stream, and then I gotta go to the gym and get the rest of my day here going. But yeah, we just took a look at ACT. Let's take a look at Sui Trump. I never heard of this coin. Well, I don't think I actually looked at the charts on this one, but I am interested in Sui Trump. Sui Trump. This is the only option I have. Hopefully this works. Was it Ava Medina that said that? You want to look at Sui Trump? Yeah, you did. So hopefully this is the right price. If you just let me know, Medina, if this is the correct price here for this asset. But we're looking at Sui Trump right now, trading at 9.9%, almost 10% today. And this is Trump on Sui, or Trump coin on Sui, and this is looking all right. Okay, you got what, a potential bottom here, a rounded bottom. You know, Medina, Road Dogg would love to see this nice round bottom right here, right? You know he loves his rounded bottoms. So you kind of got that on Sui Trump coin. That was nice to see. Could you call this maybe a possible cup and handle? You didn't really do much of a handle. If this was the handle, you're like, screw it. Let's just jump up to higher prices here. And you kind of got that here, back here in late August. So now what do we got here for Sui Trump? Sui Trump, you know, looks like we topped out here on Saturday, September 13th, about a couple of weeks ago. Got up to as high as 2012 here. And what I can do is I can just do my well-known Fibonacci analysis here, measuring top to bottom from the impulse move here. And you know, there we are. There's that golden pocket showing up again. 618 at 1347, 65 at 1402. We came down to that level, right? Here almost, like we actually came a little bit below the 618, but approximately the same area at 1328 on Tuesday, September 30th. So yeah, TA got respected. The golden pocket got respected, and that's where you got your reaction to go up to, looks like we're at the 786 already. 786 at 1638. Okay, we actually came as high as 1726 today. This thing looks very bullish in my opinion, okay? Especially since you came to the 618 and now you're retracing back up to the 786. Go sideways a little bit here. If you're gonna like kind of chill out for a little bit and then try to launch your way back up to the all-time high at 2012. And if you're able to get past the all-time high here, you got the 1272 at 2481, and you got the 1618 at 3081 for your upside targets for Sui Trump. Downside targets, you know, please don't lose the 618 golden pocket. That was very nice to see you try to make a higher low there. But if you invalidate that and make a lower low, I know the moving average guys are going to be looking for the 50-day moving average at 909. And that's sitting right near the 0.382 at 937. So I think potential downside target on this Sui Trump coin, you could see this thing come down to 900, and don't get scared, but you might get a reaction to go launch up to higher prices if traders see value in this area right here. I think 900 is an area to be looking for Sui Trump, where you could get a discount. You could get this thing on sale if it does come down here. Medina, you took profits in September and you added a little bit on the dip. Good job. Seems like you're doing all right with your trading there. Yeah, see, around middle of September is when we topped off at on this asset. And you're saying that you probably bought the dip around here. I think you did all right. I think you're doing all right. And for that trade, you know, you just put your stop loss probably at break even. And if that wasn't the low in this dip here, then, you know, you might have to just try to buy back in again at a lower low, maybe near at 900 or 1100. Try to throw your hat in the ring and, you know, put your stop loss below that, see if you get a reaction. If you don't get a reaction, you get stopped out, then maybe it does come down to 900. All right. F says he has 2,000 XRP. Wow, congratulations. What is that? Trying to do the math here. XRP is at $3, so you got like 6 grand in XRP. I got some XRP myself. And I would like to see XRP double in price from where it is right now. I think XRP could do that. I think we could see a $6 XRP. We just got to get the US government back up and running again and get that XRP ETF approved later on this month or next month. And then you might see a $6 XRP, in my opinion. Not financial advice. So we looked at Sui Trump. We gotta take a look at Pangu and AVAX. Nye saying Block Haven, is that a request? I'm not sure. You gotta let me know if that's a request or not. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at Pudgy Penguin coin. Pengu. Pangu currently trading about roughly above 3 cents right now, down 1.5% today. That's interesting. I know it had a really good day yesterday. We saw Pudgy Penguin go up like 12% today, yesterday. And today it's kind of like hanging out near the 0.5 retracement. This 0.5 retracement is sitting at 3 pennies, roughly. Literally 0.031 pennies is where we're at. So TA being respected on Pudgy Penguins. If you were to climb up to the upside, you're gonna probably see some resistance again at 3.5 pennies, where your golden pocket is sitting at. That's your 618 and your 6.5 retracement. This is a level that has acted as resistance before and acted as support. So I would expect this level to get respected as resistance going forward. If Pudgy Penguin goes up to 3.5 pennies, just be ready for people to click the sell button on you. But that's your upside target. Downside target, you do got the 50-day moving average right below you at 3 pennies. If you lose that, you could come down to the 0.382 at 0.027 pennies, which acted as support last weekend and earlier this week. Okay, so I think that's your downside target for now. Hopefully that stays intact. But we'll see. We'll see. If Bitcoin's coming up to higher prices, I doubt that Pudgy Penguin is going to go down below 3 pennies. You would expect Pudgy Penguin to start going to 3.5 pennies if Bitcoin's going to higher prices. And then we'll see if Pudgy Penguin can get up to like 4 pennies to the upside. That's a 786 retracement, acted as a resistance in early August. Almost acted as resistance here in September as well. So 786 retracement, 4 pennies is your target after 3.5 pennies on Pudgy Penguins. Alright, moving on from Pudgy Penguins, we're going to take a look at AVAX. AVAX is a trade I'm trying to get into. I actually do have a AVAX long right now. AVAX isn't really participating in the uprun in the rally that we're getting in crypto, as we saw you know, over the last couple of days here. So I was like, all right, AVAX isn't, and also XRP wasn't really. I mean, AVAX and XRP, they have been going up, but not as fast and furious as Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum have. Okay, for the high market cryptocurrencies, but AVAX and XRP, because they haven't run up as fast and furious as Bitcoin, I think there's some buying opportunities with AVAX, especially after we already had a dip here. We came as high as $36.19 on September 23rd, and then we came as low as 27 bucks for Avalanche here. You are making higher lows on a daily time frame, and you're kind of trying to make some higher highs, at least higher prices here for Avalanche. You're in an uptrend, it looks like. And you're just trying to see if you're going to get that breakout back up to like 34, 36 bucks where that 1618 retracement's at. I think it's steady as she goes. Avalanche is still bullish. You're above all the moving averages for right now. This could have been a higher low, and we're just looking to see if we're going to make a higher high at some point and get above that $36.19 level on September 23rd here. And if we get above that, then your next Moon Boy target, you're looking to see if Avalanche can get up to like $46. That's your 2618. And then the 3618, maybe later on in 2025, you might see $58 Avalanche. And $58 Avalanche is confluent with the prices that you saw back here in March of 2024, where you saw like Avalanche get as high as like $65. So you know it is possible, right? However, over the months, we had more token inflation. You know, Bitcoin has token inflation too. Every time they make more Bitcoin, they mine more Bitcoin. That is inflation. Okay. Avalanche also has token inflation as well, and it's going to be a little bit harder for Avalanche to get back up to $58 because there's more Avalanche coins out there. You need more money to go into Avalanche to get back up to that level again. But you know, the 3618 is saying Avalanche could get up there as your upside target. To the downside, you know, just don't go lower than 27 bucks. But if you go down to 27 bucks, we've been there already, and maybe you might make a double bottom off of that. And if you lose $27, then yeah, you'll probably end up most likely coming down to the $24, $25 level, where you got the 50-day moving average hanging out at. And also you got a lot of people that bought Avalanche over the last few months. They bought it at $24, $25. They're just going to be at break even, so they're not going to actually sell unless we lose $24, $25. Okay, so that's your downside target on Avalanche. I think Avalanche is fine. It's a good one to get into. That's a safer high market cap cryptocurrency. What up, Mar? I see you in the chat. And I see Chiama. I see you in the chat as well. And down the rabbit hole, is that Ozzy? Hey Ozzy, how you doing, Ozzy? Thank you for hitting the like button. Appreciate you coming on to the live chat. Thank you. We got up to 6,900 likes here on the live stream, and it looks like I'm doing better on this stream. You know, TikTok isn't giving me any trouble right now. But we shall see. We shall see. I don't know what was up with yesterday, but like I ended up having like 0 viewers towards the end of my 2-hour live stream, and I had like 10 people yesterday, 10 or 15 people around that area. And then TikTok then said, you know, when I ended the live stream, that I had no views, no comments, no followers, and that was a complete lie. So I don't know what happened on their end, but it made me suspect some bad things with TikTok, and I don't want to get into it, but that was very disheartening to see. It could have been related to my VPN. I do have a VPN, so maybe my VPN was messing up the internet connection and people are having a hard time connecting to the live stream, but I don't know. I don't know. It was just a bad live stream on my last TikTok live stream. Even though like we had some good TA and good alpha, we were talking about the technical analysis here on the coins here. People did follow me. It just didn't show up on the statistics, you know, towards the end of the live stream. Anyways, we looked at AVAX. Was there another coin? I think someone did request something here. Yeah, Blockhaven. And then, was there another one besides that? No, I think that was it for now. Oh, Lyser did ask about AI prophecy. I don't know if I can actually pull that up here. Oh, and then Sigma. That's right. Yeah, Sigma. So we'll look at Blockhaven and we'll look at Sigma. I got you guys. All right. Blockhaven. Let's see. And I just want to make sure I'm spelling that right. RPC. It looks like this is what I got for choices here. So I'm gonna try to click on this. Hopefully it's the right one. This thing is trading at, we'll just call that 9,357. It's up 34%. Blockhaven. Hopefully this is the right one. Shafi wants to look at Jasmine. I see that. All right. Obviously, you're having a good day today. Congratulations if you're invested in Blockhaven right now. And excuse me for the snivels here, because I am sick. I'm gonna try to take a nap after this live stream's over. Get my energy back so I can go hit the gym later. And let's see, Blockhaven. What do we got here? What do we got? You have seen better days here back in June of earlier this year. The most recent high, it was sitting at 12,449. Right now you're at 9,357. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the VRVP. I think the VRVP will be helpful for analyzing this coin. Let me just get all the data here plugged in. Okay, so you got the VRVP indicator off to the right here. You got a value area high sitting at 10,145. That's going to probably be your upside target. A good majority of the people bought at 10,255. So you're probably going to want to put that as your take profit target if you're in this trade here. You're in the value area. Okay, you get the value area low, that white line below you, and the value area high right above you. Okay, point of control is where the majority of the people bought and sold this asset at, and that was at this blue line. This blue line is your POC, and that's sitting at 6,465. So you're above the point of control. That's good to see. However, if you get sold off for any reason, don't expect to get saved until you until you come down to that POC at 6,500. Okay. However, there is some support below you as well. You got the 50-day moving average sitting at 7,100. Okay, maybe that comes into play before you come down to the POC. But yeah, 50-day moving average. If this thing goes down just as fast as it went up, if this was fast and furious, just like you saw back here in early September where you came up only to then come back down again, don't be surprised if you come back down to that 50-day moving average sitting at 7,100. Okay, and if it's even more violent, I would expect support at least at that blue line there, 6,400. Okay, those are your downside targets on this asset, and then upside target, you're just trying to get back up to where you were September 11th at like 12,400. That's another take profit target if you're trading this asset right now. All right, that was Blockhaven. We'll take a look at Sigma. I believe Sigma is a meme coin, right? It's supposed to be a play on the joke about a Sigma male, and you got the guy from Psycho as the face of the coin. What was that? Christian Bale? It's supposed to be like a Sigma male, and you got Sigma coin here. Sigma coin is currently trading at 1 cent roughly. 11.18 is what we're gonna call it. Up 18% today. I do have previous chart analysis on this, and it looks like, well, let me get rid of the VRVP for now. I got a lot of things to look at here. Alright, so we have looked at Sigma coin before, and I did put a line in the sand here. You don't want to go lower than 8 cents. I'm sorry, not 8 cents, 0.008 cents. Because that was the low back here in March of 2025, and you actually did that. You actually went below there, but you didn't go there for too long. Now you got yourself back up, so there might be some hope here. for Sigma coin. Okay, and if there is hope, right? I was game planning to see if we could get back up to the moving averages above you. You got the 50-day moving average sitting at a penny and a half, and the 200-day moving average sitting at 0.016 pennies. And also the 100 days also at the same area as well. So if you're targeting that right now, okay, and if you're putting your stop loss, well, if you're spot trading it below the lows from earlier this week, right? Maybe even the lowest low from today. You're looking at like a 19% stop loss, and you got a 48% gain. Risk reward ratio 2.5. 3 is better. That's what you want to aim for. So this is not the best trade if you're just aiming for that 200-day moving average. However, I do have another take profit target above us. I have 0.018 pennies here. This is a level that acted as resistance and support all throughout earlier this year. Okay, so if you're gonna take it to that on the trade here, then you're gonna get a 65% gain. You're risking about 19%, and your risk reward ratio is 3. That's a lot better. Okay, so I think if you can, your take profit target is going to be 18,041. Okay, a little bit under 2 pennies here for Sigma coin. Patrick Bateman. Yep, that is the meme coin for this Sigma coin. That's the face of the meme coin. All right, so we just looked at Sigma, and we looked at what was it, Blockhaven. We gotta look at Jasmine now, and then I'm gonna take a look at Bitcoin, and then I'm done for this stream here, guys. All right, Jasmine coin. I gotta get my rest. I gotta get myself energized for going to the gym, and I'm fighting a cold here. You're welcome, Jack. I'm glad you enjoyed the analysis and you're liking the live. Appreciate that. Jasmine coin. Let me get rid of my some of my moving averages here. I got a lot of things here. This is a rainbow color chart, right, with the Fibonacci. I think the Fibonacci is still useful though. We're currently trading at 1308 on Jasmine coin. I have pulled the fib going down to the lows here in July to the highs here towards the end of July, where we saw this thing get up to like 2 pennies. And Jasmine coin has disappointed. Okay, we came right back. We did a round trip. We came back to where we were in the beginning of July, around 4th of July. Like, none of this even mattered here. Okay. However, if this is a double bottom, which we're trying to form here, then maybe we can go back up to those higher prices again. Okay. You get the 0.236 above you at about 0.139 pennies here. We'll call that 13.96. Can you get above there? Because you were using that as support, but going back up, this is now going to be resistance. Okay. Whoever bought here and doesn't want to be part of Jasmine anymore, they're going to click the sell button on you when they get to be break even again on Jasmine. Okay. And going past that, you got the 0.382 level at penny and a half. That's another level that was acting as resistance in middle of September here and end of August. So that I would expect that to act as resistance again, penny and a half. Okay. But can you climb back up to the 618? That's what we'll have to see going forward with Jasmine coin. That 0.618 sitting at 1725 and 1752 for that golden number there, 0.65 retracement. You got a lot of work to do here on Jasmine coin. And let's see what the moving average is going to do to you. You got moving averages above you. These red, blue, and green, white lines here. 21 EMAs at 1350. Get past that and get past this 0.236 retracement level. And then we're going to see if we can get up to the moving averages above you. Looks like the 200 and the 50 are sitting right next to each other at 1485. So yeah, I think you got a lot of work to do. Get past 1396 and then get past 1,500, a penny and a half, before you could get more bullish on Jasmine Coin here. Downside, don't lose what you did here. This was very good to see that you were able to kind of create a double bottom at 1,100, 11. Let's see, how low did you go? You went down to 1175. Don't go lower than 1175. Put your stop loss at like 1175 or 1170. And if Jasmine Coin goes down, then there's clearly something wrong with Jasmine Coin, and you probably don't want to stick around to find out why that's the case, unless you want, plan on losing more money, or maybe you are planning on shorting it and you want to see Jasmine Coin go down to that level. All right, that's gonna be it for the altcoins here. We're gonna take a look at the Bitcoin one more time here. I did enter a short on Bitcoin early in the live stream. I kind of want to see how that's doing right now. My short is up 18% on my 50x short on Bitcoin. I shorted Bitcoin. What did I get it at? 119,915. I wish I could have got 120k, but I did short Bitcoin at 119,915. All my trades are still in the green though. You see, I have a long on Aster and a long on Virtual, so you could be long and short and be in the green on all your trades, like I'm doing right now. But should I take profit on my short? Is Bitcoin going to start going back up again? That's what I want to find out now. Right now, Bitcoin's at 119,553. I should probably move my stop loss to break even so I don't lose any money on that short. So I'm basically in the short for free. But we are looking at the daily chart here for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does come down to lower levels, might take profits at 114k, because that's where the 50-day moving average is at. That's if Bitcoin does go down to low prices after basically getting us all excited about 120k here. That would be unfortunate if it does that. 114k is another area to look out for, because that is the 618 and the 65 golden pocket area. So yeah, I think that's a good area if you're bearish on Bitcoin. And if this ends up being a lower high compared to what we had here in August, then yeah, like we were kind of worried about Bitcoin making a lower high 2 weeks ago around September 18th when we came up to like 117,998. However, we did make a higher high, so this gives me this is giving the bulls a case that we could go to higher prices here. Okay, but if we get rejected and we just get follow through to the downside, where we go, get a few more nasty red candles and we lose all this positive price action and come down to the 50-day moving average, then the bears start making the case that this is a lower high compared to August. Okay, so kind of in limbo land. Let's go into we'll go into the 1 hour chart. See how the 1 hour chart is acting here. Let's see. If I am gonna stay in this trade on my short and Bitcoin comes down to this 21 EMA at 118,800, that could be another area where I could cash out of my short. I still like 114k if I could. I would like to see if I could push the short down to 114k. I'll make a lot more money. But 21 EMA on the 1 hour time frame at 118,800, that's where the bulls could start thinking that they're getting a good deal on Bitcoin, and could cause a reaction to the upside once we get up to that 21 EMA. Because so far the 21 EMA on the 1 hour time frame has been holding strong since like Tuesday. Okay, we've been above it. And when we came down to it earlier this morning, we launched off to higher prices. So could we come down there and launch off to higher prices? I don't know, but I'm going to be eyeballing the 21 EMA in the next couple hours here. Maybe I decide to take profit at that level, 118,800. But let me go ahead and move my stop loss right now before before I end up losing money on my short. All right, so yeah, we got to get into that Yeah, I came in 100,000, 119,900. I'm gonna move my stop loss to that area if I can here on Mexi Exchange. There's a couple of ways I could do it. I could just drag the order. Right there, that stop loss is at 120,500. If I just drag it down to 119,915, it will change my stop loss to that area. And if I want the exact number, you know, I could actually type in 119,915, and you'll see I'll lose no money on my stop loss. So I'm in that trade for free. And if we do go down to 114K, I'll make $230 shorting Bitcoin down to that area. I think 118, what do we say? 118,000? Was it 118,000 on 21 EMA? Yeah, 118,850. Let's just game plan that out, right? If I take my winnings at 118,800, I'll make $44 on this trade. And it's going to cost me no money because my stop loss is at break even. Let's do that. I don't need to be too greedy on my short. I could always re-enter if I want to, but yeah. I think I'm gonna just put that as the trade for now. Yep. I'm okay with the stop loss being close to the current price because my stop loss is at break even. All right, guys. So that's me playing around here on Mexi Exchange, and you know, I'm still in the green on my longs. I'm still in the green on my short for Bitcoin. And we'll just see what happens. Either the longs are going to win and we're going to go to higher prices, or the shorts are going to win. My Bitcoin short's going to win. And, you know, my longs here will either get stopped out in profit or I will break even on them. And then the short will play out. The short that I got in at $119,900 Bitcoin, I'll let that one play out and make money that way. But yeah, guys, that's it for this live stream. Glad to see you guys come in. I see Lauren A showed up to the live stream towards the end here. Good to see you, Lauren. And yeah, Lauren says don't forget to hit the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Hit that like button as we end this live stream. Good luck to the longs, and you know, we'll see if the shorts are able to try to reverse the price here on us. And if they do, it's just going to create a buying opportunity for the longs, right? The bulls can just get another opportunity to buy some cheaper crypto if we actually do get rejected off 120K. But so far, right now, it looks like the high water mark on Bitcoin is $120,400. And that happened around 12 o'clock Eastern time here. And it's still an uptrend here. I might have caught the top on my short, but if I didn't, I'm okay because I'm just going to be breaking even, and it's not going to cost me any money to be wrong. Alright, guys, I will see you. We'll plan on seeing you guys tomorrow on Friday. Same time tomorrow. It might be another short live stream, shorter than 2 hours, but I'll try to go live for at least an hour, maybe like 12 to 1 p.m. Okay? See you guys tomorrow, and good luck trading and investing in whatever asset you decide to get into. Take care, guys.